Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif arrived in Washington for his first visit in 2 years. There was much to talk about. It was just last week that President Obama reversed plans to draw down U.S. troops in Afghanistan by the end of 2016. It was an acknowledgement of the growing threat from the Taliban. Pakistan's border with Afghanistan has long been a haven for terrorists and extremists. But beyond Afghanistan, there's the threat from terrorists within Pakistan and concerns over the potential expansion of the country's nuclear stockpile. Later, we'll talk with Pakistan's former ambassador to the United Kingdom. But first, more on Prime Minister Sharif's visit. We turn now to our newsroom and CCTV's Roee Ruttenberg. And Roee, did the two leaders make any progress on any of the key issues?
Well, you know, Anand, there's quite a bit of distance between them, and much more so than when Prime Minister Sharif visited 2 years ago. They came out with this joint statement in which many of the highlights were the areas where they were easily able to cooperate. 6 pages talking about the enduring partnership, economic growth and investment, climate change, global health. Only towards the end do we start seeing issues like counterterrorism and defense coming up, and that's really where you see some of the biggest distance. The U.S. wants Prime Minister Sharif to do more to crack down on terror groups operating in Pakistan and from Pakistan. It also wants Pakistan to do more to help bring the Taliban and the Afghan government back to the negotiating table after peace talks collapsed at the end of 2014. And at the same time, it also wants Prime Minister Sharif to do more to curtail Pakistan's nuclear weapons programs. We're talking about tactical nuclear arms here that by some estimates in a recent report are expected to double within the next decade. These are the types of weapons that are easily mobile, and that has many in the U.S. concerned. And we saw them really putting these issues to the side. We saw them focusing on areas where they can't cooperate. A lot of people having very low expectations for this summit by Prime Minister Sharif. But that aside, the U.S., we understand, is still planning on moving forward with selling Pakistan 8 F-16 fighter jets, an indication of what they say is their desire to cooperate in areas of defense.
Roee, there are some analysts who've suggested, and we've seen this in the media, that Prime Minister Sharif is not really calling the shots in Pakistan. What can you tell us about that?
Well, that's right. There is another Sharif, General Raheel Sharif, who's the head of the military. And what analysts are saying, and also some top U.S. officials, is that he is easily emerging as a soldier statesman, that there may be perhaps a division of responsibilities between the two Sharifs. We've seen him do really strong improvements in Karachi, one of the most violent parts of Pakistan. We've seen him earn a lot of respect there in the streets of Pakistan. Remember that when the Afghan president, the new president Ashraf Ghani, visited Pakistan, his first stop was to General Sharif in Rawalpindi, and then he went to Islamabad and met Prime Minister Sharif. The general is due to step down in November of 2016. There are some murmurings that that might be extended, and it's important to remember that we saw President Obama meeting with the civilian leader, the elected leader there, Prime Minister Sharif, but the American government is also due to welcome General Sharif in a few weeks, and many people say that's really where a lot of the improvements in areas of defense and counterterrorism will really be made.